Hiya, I'm going to be making a soup which is a lentil and ham soup, and I soaked some lentils overnight, and they were the orange variety, and they've gone quite pale actually, but I'm going to pop those in to my soup maker because I'm going to be making the soup in my soup maker. I mean, you could do this in a normal saucepan, but as I've got one, I'm going to use one. So this is my soup maker. So I've got my lentils in. To that I am going to add 2 small new potatoes, 5 chopped tomatoes, 6 chopped tomatoes, 2 cloves of garlic, 3 spring onions chopped, some tinned ham, half a tin of tinned ham, which is the tulip ham. Then I'm going to pour water up to the maximum mark on my my kettle, soup kettle. So that's there. I'm going to add in a vegetable stock cube, some mixed herbs, a good pinch of those, and a good shake of pepper. I'm not going to put any salt in because I've got the ham in there, so I don't think I'm going to really need any salt. And then I'm going to put in a dessert spoon of white wine vinegar. Just the one. Then I'm going to put my top on my soup maker, switch it on, and I'm going to have this as smooth. I don't really want it chunky, I would like it quite smooth, so I'm going to select smooth, switch it on, and it's telling me it's going to take 21 minutes. So after 21 minutes I'll come back and I shall show you what it looks like. Hi, while I'm waiting for my soup in the soup maker, I am going to also be making a Bolognaise. So I am frying off some mince. I haven't even bothered putting any fry light in there because I don't think you need it, to be honest with you, when you're frying mince. I just put the mince straight into the saucepan and then just brown your mince off gently. I've got it on number 4. I'm just turning it down a little bit. I had it on number 6 and now I'm just gently turning it down. So I'm going to let that brown off in there. The reason why you can't see me is because I've got an absolute stinking cold. I've got the mother of all colds, and I look like Rudolph, the blimmin' red-nosed reindeer. I can't even talk. So I just, it's not pretty. You don't want to see me. Oh, there goes the soup maker. Sorry about that. The soup maker frightens you to death because it all of a sudden charges into this blimmin' grinding and blending when you least expect it. So that's nearly finished, the lentil and ham soup. I'm just chopping up an onion, roughly. So this is going to be my tasty Bolognaise. It's the base of a Bolognaise that I always, the basics, let's say, that I always put into a Bolognaise. I've got mushrooms, which I'm chopping really badly, and I'm going to end up chopping my fingers off in a minute. I've got a red onion, I've got 3 big cloves of garlic. Obviously the mince, which is 5% fat. I've got some flat leaf parsley, only because I've got it. And I've got a few tomatoes. I mean, you can put tin tomatoes in, or fresh tomatoes, whatever really is your, what you've got enough of. And I've got some passata there as well. So I'm just going to chop up another mushroom, because we like mushrooms. I say we, I like mushrooms. My husband goes along with whatever I cook, so yeah, there you go. I'm the chef, he has to do it. So, my soup maker's telling me it's got 5 minutes left till it's finished. So let's just finish that, and I'm going to put my onions in with the mince. Put those in. Do you know what? So many people have got this cold at the moment. Oh, it's horrible. I thought I was getting better. It started Saturday. I felt lousy all weekend. Yesterday I went to work, felt a lot better. Today I went to work. Oh God, felt horrendous. I'm just going to actually think I'm going to turn that back up to 5, just to get those onions going. So I'll be back in a minute. Hi, soup maker's finished, as you can probably hear. So I'm just going to switch it off and stop it. And I'm trying to do about 8 things here. So I'm just going to turn down my mince and just push it over just for a second while I try and sort out this soup maker. And then I can show you what's inside. So I'm going to take the lid off, which incorporates the blade. I'm just going to pop that over in the sink. And I shall spoon. I shall give it a bit of a stir. And I'm going to pour it into my microwave soup mug, and then you get the lid that goes on like that, and it's got like one of these vents on top where you can vent it and pop it in the microwave. So that's my lentil and ham soup ready for lunch tomorrow. Hopefully that will make me feel better while I've got this awful cold. So I'm just going to try it and see what it's like. Bearing in mind it's probably quite hot at the moment, so. Oh, that's really nice. That is nice. I can taste the ham, and that was only like half a tin of that tulip ham. I can really taste that ham coming through. And the lentils is giving it a nice creaminess. That is really, really tasty. I shall definitely be making that again. Very, very nice. I can recommend that. So, that I am going to look forward to tomorrow. There's plenty in here. There's enough for 4 portions of soup in your soup when you make it in the soup maker. But if you haven't got a soup maker, then you could just make it in the saucepan. And it does say in the book that if you're going to make it in the saucepan, you would add 2 3/4 pints of water, 1.5 litres, 2 3/4 pints of water, and put your stock in that, and then pour it into your saucepan. And you just do it all on the hob like you normally would your other soups, and just add it all in. And then at the end you can give it a bit of a blitz with your blender, and you're good to go. I did notice on Groupon, go back on, yesterday that they've got a deal on the soup makers. And I think they're £35 at the moment currently, so that's not a bad price actually. That's quite good, £35. I mean, you can buy them on Amazon. I got mine from Amazon, and you can buy them from most places now. They stock them. So yeah, so moving on, I'm going to finish this Bolognese sauce. Meat, Bolognese mince, with sauce added. Oh, whatever, I'm not well. Anyway, so putting it back on, I'm going to add, I've decided I am going to add a tin of mushrooms. So I'm pouring in a tin of mushrooms. They're just the Italian chopped mushrooms. Oh my God, tomatoes, sorry, tomatoes. I'm looking at mushrooms and I'm saying, should we start again? I'm putting in a tin of tomatoes, chopped. They're in. Now I'm going to add my mushrooms. Becoming deranged. And then I'm going to add my garlic. And literally, I'm just chucking in each thing as I come across it on the board, the chopping board here. So give it another. And the last garlic to go in. There we go. Then I'm going to add my passata. Now this is I think it's a 500 gram, and I'm only going to put in half of it. I'm going to put half of it in. I used the other half the other day for something else, but that's plenty to be honest with you. Right, let's give this a stir. Now for me, that is a little, I can see that's a little bit thick. Can you see that? I just need to loosen that a little, slacken it a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit of water, which I'm going to pour in the tomato tin. Literally a quarter of a tin. You probably can't see that, but there's about that much. Give it a swish round. Add that. I've got a vegetable stock cube, or you could use a beef stock cube. Break that in, gives it a nice bit of flavour. Just get it off my hands. Mix that in. And then I'm going to add some herbs. So I've got some mixed herbs here. And I'm going to give it a good pinch. I've got some pepper, of course. So put some pepper in. Good shake of pepper. And then I've got some Lea & Perrine Worcestershire sauce. Now I love this, so I do tend to put in a good glug. I like to be able to taste it. Now, the only thing I haven't got, I've run out of tomato puree. Now, normally I would put a good sort of dessert spoon of tomato puree. Now, so in this one, I'm actually going to be putting this, which is the less sugar and less salt tomato ketchup. So I'm going to put in a dessert spoon. But normally this would be tomato puree that I would put in there. So I will have to sin that. Right, so let's give that a stir. Now this needs to cook down. I say it, the longer you can cook it, the better it is. I mean, if you cook this and then reheat it tomorrow, it tastes so much nicer. A little bit like a stew, I always think. If you cook a stew and then eat it the next day, warm it up and have it the next day, I think it just tastes so much nicer. And this is the same. But these mushrooms all need to cook. They need to cook down, so they get a nice thickness to them, and they, I don't know, so it just becomes really rich, and the texture is just, this just isn't rich enough at the moment. You'll see when I've finished. So I'm not going to put a lid on there. I'm just going to let it stay open because I want it to become rich and reduce. If I put a lid on, it just makes it go more watery, I think. And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a really nice, rich sauce within that mince. So I'm going to leave it open. I'm going to cook it for at least 20 minutes, 25 minutes on a low heat. I've got it on number 3. And occasionally I'll just pop in and I'll just give it a little stir. And I'll come back and show you what it looks like in about 20 minutes, and we'll have a look. So some of this bolognese that I'm making, there's plenty here. So what I've decided to do, this isn't quite ready yet to do. If I was going to add this to a spaghetti bolognese and I was making the spaghetti on top of the hob, then I would continue cooking with this. Because it's not quite ready there. It's been about 10 minutes. It needs at least another 10-15 minutes, I would say, to make it really rich and thick. But because I've got quite a lot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make something for tomorrow night's tea. So I've put some whole wheat pasta into these little dishes. I've got 2 of these, and I'm literally going to spoon on some of the mince on top of each portion, and then on top of that I'm going to add some cottage cheese. Now this is just plain cottage cheese, okay? So I'm literally going to put a dessert spoon, maybe 2, on top, and then I'm going to add a little bit of water from the kettle. I'll put it in here so you can see how much I'm going to put in. So this is boiled a little bit a while ago, so it's warm. So I'm going to put about, I'm not sure, probably half of, maybe let's have a look, hang on, I'm not sure. So I'm just going to pour it around. Yeah, actually I've put all of that in. So that was about there. You see that? Of water, and I've used all of that. So in this glass I'd say ½ an inch of water. And then on top of the cottage cheese I'm just going to, I've got some mature cheddar, which is half fat, and I'm literally just going to put a tiny bit, not a lot, that's it, on top. And then I'm going to pop that in the oven. And I've got it at 200 warming at the moment, and I will pop it in the oven and cook it for 20 minutes at 200. I'll check it after 15 minutes because my oven does cook really quickly, and yeah, I shall show you the finished product when it finishes, obviously. Hi, so I'm back now. It's been 20 minutes and this has all been cooking down nicely. As you can see, it's really thickened up, and it's a really nice base for a spaghetti bolognese or a pasta bake, or a lasagna or cannelloni, anything like that would be really nice. Excuse me sniffing. I've got some parsley in the fridge, so I've just chopped some up. I quite like it with parsley, it just gives a little bit of freshness to it. So I'm just putting a little bit of parsley in and stir that through. I've put a little bit of pepper into the top of the soup, just to give that a little bit of extra flavour as well. And I'm just waiting now for the pasta bakes with the cottage cheese topping. to come out the oven, which I'll show you once they're done. So there's the base for the bolognese. I mean, that's just how I like it. I mean, you can, if you don't like mushrooms, you can take the mushrooms out, and you can add carrot or red pepper, green pepper, you know, whatever sort of floats your boat, really. Whatever, you know, what you like to have in your bolognese, then, you know, just use that as a base and then add in what you like. So there you go. So I'm starting to waffle, so I'm going to shut up. I will come back again finally just to show you these pasta cottage cheese bakes, and then I shall have my tea. Hi, so this has just come out, the pasta bake with the cottage cheese topping has just come out the oven. It's a bit hot, so I just need to sort this something so I can pick it up and show you. So there we go, that's what it looks like. Oh, mind the juice. So yeah, so that's quite an easy little thing to do. Just put in some pasta, handful of pasta, put your bolognese sauce on top, your cottage cheese on top of that, and then just add a little bit of water so that the pasta just helps it to cook, because my bolognese sauce is quite thick, so it will need a little bit more fluid. But it does soak it up, obviously, the pasta, as it's cooking. I'll see if I can show you. It's sort of like down there, it's a bit, can you see it's gone sort of juicy. And then you've got a little bit of cheese on top for flavour out, and it's hot. And there you go. There's a nice little tasty meal with a salad that we'll enjoy tomorrow night. Just warm it through tomorrow night and that'll be lovely. And then that's the base of your bolognese. So it's still lovely, thick and rich, and ready to eat. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I'm sorry I've got a stinking cold and I've sniffed throughout most of it. But I hope it's given you some ideas, and that you can use yourself for some tasty dinners and some tasty lunches, i.e. the soup. I'm going to enjoy my soup, especially with this lousy cold. And anyway, I'll see you next time. I will be putting up some more videos next week, or depending how I feel, maybe towards the end of this week. If you like this one, give us a thumbs up. Tell your friends, maybe they could subscribe to me. I am new to this, and it would be nice to get a few more people subscribing to my channel. That would be lovely. I'd be thrilled to bits. I've got 27 subscribers at the moment, and I want to get 30 for Saturday. So let's see if I can get 30 subscribers for this weekend. That would be good. Anyway, give us a thumbs up, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.